Okay, Monday morning Asia session, first session of the week. I'm gonna do my market scanning process. So first thing I'm doing is I'm looking at the market scanner, the swing channel. The swing channel looks at all the weekly bars on all the pairs, and I want to see if any bars closed last week with trend momentum. So today's October 20, so these ones are all setups, possible setups already. But what I'm more interested in is how last week closed, and that's going to be October 18 at 4 a.m. here. So I can see that Euro NZD, GBP NZD, NZD Swiss, oil, CAD Swiss, and gold all closed with trend momentum. And so first thing I'm doing is I want to look at all of these pairs to see if there are any possible setups for the rest of the week. And I do want to focus on my non-core pairs, so non-USD and non-yen and the indices most of the time, because these are the ones that I'll usually forget to look at rest of the week. So I do want to mark these ones down. So Euro NGD, we have trend momentum on the weekly, broke out above 3 months high, previous month high, and I'm basically first setup I'm always looking for is that trend retracement setup. So we have a bullish breakout, and then I want to see price retrace back to the breakout level, trigger the momentum time frame, which it already has, and then the entry is if price gets above the daily breakout level. So I like this one. We're at a range here. So this is just something that I want to mark off for the week. Doesn't mean that I think that this is going to be the best trade. It's just something that I want to keep in mind. And when I mark them off, it'll show up in the Discord. And then I just have a visual cue to know what I'm looking for. So for me, ideal scenario is actually for this to close in breakout, right? So below this point, and then I would like to see rejection around here. I'm looking at that last breakout level. So I'm always looking for a higher time frame level that I think could possibly show support, and then want to take that move back up to the highs. Actually, down, show rejection there, flipping the breakout level. I would expect some resistance here as well as here, getting it all the way back up to the top. So this is something that I'd be looking for this week. And this is basically just the trend retracement setup. And so that's the only one that I'm going to be marking off. So this one I don't mind. Mark off what I think could possibly happen, or what I'd like to see happen for this to set up. And that's it. So once I do that, then I can see for the rest of the week that it's going to be shown over there. So every session I can just have a quick look to see what I'm looking for. And that's why I do that. So just going to go over all the swing channel ones here again. Looked like NZD and Swiss pairs were moving good. And so I think all of these are probably going to have the same exact setup. I kind of like this one better. Let's see, previous day lows over here. And breakout level on the daily is up here. So this would be a pullback pattern. My favorite pattern to trade is the reversal pattern. So I would like to see it break out today. Show rejection down low and then take it back up. So that's another one that I want to keep in mind on the week. So again, this is more about pairs that I would like just to keep an eye on, just so I have it over there. NZD Swiss. So these all look exactly the same to me. It's just inverted. So it does seem like Swiss pairs are pretty good. NZD pairs, I mean. So again, I'm just creating the thread here. Oil, my spread on oil is too high at the moment. This one is in a range breaking out. I would expect it to get down. So this is something that I would also look at, but it's not set up as perfect as the other ones. So these ones I just mark off that I'm looking at it. Old trade that I took. So these ones also look pretty good here. So this is the breakout level. This is I want to see rejection. So maybe a bullish breakout bar would be nice today, and then rejection tomorrow. Or it doesn't have to be tomorrow. It can be any time in the week. And then gold. I've been looking at gold for a while. Um, Mentioned that it's broken out of its inside bar range, and it's just whenever it does that, I expect it to continue. So I'm definitely going to be looking for buys on gold. So I would like this to come down a bit more actually. So I'm looking at this breakout level, and here's a previous day low. Could be up there. I would prefer it to come down a bit more. I don't really like how it's too far up. So, well, let's just see. I sort of think that this is going to be um, a lot of times when I see a strong move like this, what ends up happening is price will just kind of stay where it is for this week, and then next week would be when I would get that move. But I'm not gonna mark it off like that. I basically always want to mark off the trend retracement. That's the most obvious one. All right. So that's what I'm looking at. And then this week already CAT Swiss, NZD Swiss. So all those ones have already triggered the previous day low. So um, Asia session, I'd be looking at NZD Swiss and Euro NZD. So I think NZD Swiss probably is the better looking one for me. Yeah, already triggered previous day high. Again, I prefer a bullish breakout bar today on the daily. Yeah, this daily breakout level is too high. Okay, I don't need to be so aggressive on Monday, and very often it takes a couple of days for this to set up. So, not going to look at these too much, and then now look at the daily. So again, these October 21s, this is what's happening today. Already, a bunch of them have triggered. But I do want to see how the October 18 closed and did not have any daily setups. So there's no trend momentum on the daily on any of the pairs. So I don't need to look at the daily. Um, Scalp, I don't look at scalps just yet. Right now in Asia session, I'm just focused on the higher time frames. And right now, didn't see anything on the daily. And so I am waiting for the weekly to set up. And now I'm going to be waiting for this H4 bar. So in Asia, H4 bar opens in less than an hour. And so I'd rather wait to see this before looking at any other setups. So I'm going to set this up. Gold, Nikkei. So those are my two core pairs. And then the rest of these, I'm just going to put what I saw in the weekly. But that's about it for the scanning. Didn't see anything on the daily. So basically, no daily bars closed the way that I wanted it to, which is actually quite surprising. But that's what it is. What's the Swiss cat Swiss? Yeah. Right. So that's it. So these are all my what I'm watching this week, and then I'm gonna wait until 8 to look at the session right now. These are based off of the last bar, but I do want to see what's going to happen in the new H4. And so that new H4 is usually the is usually going to show the setup that I'm going to be trading in the next 2-3 hours here. So I'm going to wait until that. But for now, I'm going to look at Nikkei, but Nikkei, I don't really see anything. It's still stuck in this big range. Last Friday or 2 weeks ago, Friday had this nasty move that kind of messed up price action, and so nothing I really want to do over here. Yeah, I don't have any setup that starts with breakout, fake out, fake out. This lets me know we're in a range, and I don't really want to deal with this at the moment. So no trades on Nikkei or nothing that I can immediately see. So I'm going to be waiting until this H4 bar open. All right, so 15 minutes until the H4 bar opens. And so what I'm doing now is I'm going to scan for the H4 or anticipate what's happening in the next 15 minutes. So in Asia session, I'm just going to be focused on session specific pairs. So in Asia, it's going to be Aussie pairs, NZD, yen pairs, the indices, as well as gold. So I'm going to look at my core pairs here. In Asia, it's going to be Nikkei. So in 13 minutes, I probably don't expect it to break out. And even if it did, the breakout level is a bit too low on the H2. I'm looking at the H2, but I can sort of guess what the H4 is going to be doing just by looking at the H2. So I tend to just look at the H2 and kind of I understand what the H4 is doing just by looking at the H2. And so I don't think I'm going to get some move over here. Most likely it'll be more of a um, pullback down to this range low to continue up. But for now, I don't see anything on Nikkei as well as gold. Gold, for sure, I'm going to be only looking for buys, but I don't think I see any setup just yet. Bearish breakout, bullish fake out. So I do want to see this come down a bit more before taking this up, but nothing at the moment. So on the H4 bar, I don't anticipate anything here. So now looking at USD pairs in Asia is going to be NZD USD, Aussie USD, and yen, USD JPY. This one is breaking out above, possibly getting above daily breakout level. Been bullish on yen pairs, and I was kind of waiting for this to get above the daily breakout level. So let's see if it can do that in 12 minutes. AUD is already in a nice place. I can look for buys over here. NCD, no. So I think AU is going to be one. So some of these are a little bit too close for me to know what's happening, so I do have to wait until the H4 bar closes. GJ should be good for buys. We'll have a look at that. CAD Yen as well. So I'm just looking at the weekly bar breakout levels, and I'm looking at the momentum, and just want to see that they're both. Most of the time, I prefer them to be pushing in the same direction, and the whole idea is I want to know which direction that this time frame is going. So quick buy section actually pretty much is accurate, letting me know which direction to go. This one we're below daily breakout level, but we are bullish on the daily. So yeah, I do want to see what happens there. I like this one on Swiss yen. We'll have a look at that. And then looking at the Aussie pairs and NZD pairs. So I'm definitely going to come back at 8 and see what's happening. But this is just for me to anticipate what might possibly happen here. GBPAD, I'm bullish on this one. No setup just yet. Okay, so didn't see much on NZD or Aussie pairs, but there were quite a bit of yen. So I'll have a look again at 8. But I think there might be some good Asia session trades today. Okay, H4 bar just opened up. So let's see here. We have quite a few AJ, GJ, Swiss J, CAD J. So basically all the yen pairs that I identified. Swiss J, that one immediately looks pretty decent here, breaking out above the previous week high. So I would expect that to continue up. So between these, AJ, GJ, Swiss J, CAD J, I think Swiss J is the one that I like the most. It has the most room to go. Yeah, so gonna focus on Swiss J. And that's it. I'm gonna end this video. This is just my scanning process. So this was the one that I liked. So that's pretty much how I do it. Looking at first session of the week, looking at all the weekly moves, and I just have them here just so I can keep an eye on them, just so that I know which pairs I should be looking at. And then after that, I look at the session moves. So in Asia session, I'm looking at the H4 bar. London session, I'm looking at H8 and H4 right before London, as well as the H4 that happens during London session. And then New York session, I'm looking at H8. And then I actually look at every H1 or H2 bar in the session. So pretty much how I do it. And that's it.